Now, next day, it's dried. I've trimmed this off just down the edge here, just so that when I cut this off, I'm not going to chip this out. I've checked the part and I can feel it. There's just, with my fingertips, I can feel the edge. So you need to do a bit of sanding work to it. There's not a lot of difference between it, as I sanded it off yesterday just to get some of the sawdust into the joint. You won't match it perfectly, so don't think you will, but you won't. But it'll be a near enough match to make the job good. And as you can see here, I'm just going to use my knife. I'm not cutting it. I'm just feeling the difference between the two woods with it, and just a little bit there, very tiny bit. It doesn't have to do much. Oops, loose blade. Still a bit there. Just keep going until you've got a perfect finish between the two pieces of veneer. No, that's fine. Right, here we are. Next day, I've got the joint all filled up nicely. You can see the gap in there, slightly lighter. Don't worry about that. You won't match it in perfectly. Don't even try. You can't. A real expert that's been doing it all his life could possibly do a good joint that you would not see. So don't even try. You know, just do the best you can. Right, now I'm just going to check it with this. I've done a bit of sanding on this already, so I do know that putting a knife, very thin knife blade up against it and pushing it against the side, you can feel whether there's a step in it or not. There isn't one in this. Let's come down here. I've sanded this off absolutely smooth with the next one. If you try it with your fingers, you'll feel something there. It's the joint of the glue you're feeling. It's not the parts together. As you can see, it runs through perfectly both sides. So I haven't sanded one off very low, so you don't see it. Just my little joke. You can feel that with a knife. The knife blade will actually hit it, and it will. You can feel the resistance when it just touches a little bit of a raised section. So now we've done that. Just I want to make sure I've got no glue on this whatsoever. Right. Yeah, there it is. Because when you put the glue on, if you've got glue on the part here, the new part, and you're going to have to stain it, the stain will not take where the glue is. So you've got to make sure it's clean and with no glue. But this one I don't have to bother with, because if I just rub it over with a tack rag. Oh, sorry, I forgot this. Tack rags. You can get them all over the place. It's very useful for getting off that last bit of dust before finishing the. Before finishing the your painting off or your varnishing. I forgot to mention that last time, and I cut it out of the video, so sorry about that. But tack rag just takes the last bit of dust off of your part. As I'm only going to do this part here varnishing, I'm not going to do any more of this over here. I'll probably only go over to about there to bring the varnish in and take the dust off of it. There we go. Lord. Now this time I'm going to use a brush. I'm afraid my foam brush gave up the ghost. I was out the other day, and I forgot to pick up my foam brushes. I was in the shop where they were, I just forgot to pick them up. So I'm going to have to use this. But it's the same process. Put the varnish over, give it a good rub in. I know this might sound a bit much because I haven't cut this off yet, but I won't until the last bit. What I want to do is I want to get some varnish on this so that it will harden this piece up before cutting off the veneer. So I want to make sure it's absolutely nice and hard, less chance of chipping then. And there we go. Give it a good rub in there. The coloration's good. I'm just going to put another bit of thicker varnish on there. Now, this time, actually, what I'm going to do is, because this has had so much varnish on already, I'm going to just stick this varnish on here. Now I'm going to leave that, not that, for about 5-6 minutes, just to let the rest of that varnish soak into that piece. Then I'll come back and wipe it all off down again and get it back to the original. Right, it's had its 5 minutes. I'm going to just wipe this off with a rag now. It rubs in a bit there, and there we go. Just take that off there. Now, I think you can say that that matches in quite well with that one. Although I haven't got the grain quite right. Slight difference. That grain is actually running square, and this grain's running slightly at an angle. But like I said, only experts couldn't like, oh yes, we'll get this piece and we'll twist it round here 1/2 millimetre. And yeah, that's actually a perfect match with them. And they'll cut it down and they'll put it in, and they may put it somewhere like a dark line. With a dark line on this piece, they match it in, and you don't see it half the time. So, but that's good enough. Like I said, there's a shelf in here. It's only 6-inch deep shelf, and it's about 10 inches deep. So you won't actually see this piece at the back. I know it's there, so I'm going to do it. This little bit here, excuse me, this little bit here that's knocked off the corner, I'm not even going to bother. Right, now, I'm going to leave this to dry. It's had a coat of varnish on it. I've soaked the varnish in, so that's done. I've wiped it off, and now I'm going to leave it to dry for an hour and then come back and do another one. Now I've got to do that 3 times. That seems to be the right sort of sheen for the rest of the cabinet. So 3 times does it fine. If I'd done it 4, it'd probably be a bit shinier than the rest, and you would notice it again. So I've just put a little bit of stain on some chipping that I've got. Now, I'm not going to recover these parts in veneer completely. No, I'm not going to do that. Half the time you won't see these things. This piece I'm just doing now is right at the back in a 6-inch drawer, 6-inch space for the shelf. They're 10 inches long. You'll never see it. You really will never see it. But because I had to chop half of the thing away to get rid of the rotten bit of wood on the back of it, I've done it. I'm going to do the other side as well. I won't do that on camera. It's boring, keep doing this sort of thing. But I've done one side. You see now I've done it. I'll do exactly the same on the other side. Screw it, leave it overnight, sand it down, varnish, finished. Anyway, I think for now I'm going to say goodbye. See you soon. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was informative for you. It's the way I do things, not the way other people do them. So take note that you might find a better way on there, or somebody does it a different way to me that you find preferable. Fine, great. Let me know. I might have a look at this video and see if I change my style. You never know. Anyway, that's it for now. See you soon. Bye for now. I'm just going to say, be careful when you're working with wood. Well, be careful just working in the workshop. You need to be. We don't want any accidents at all if we can help it. Anyway, that's it for this part. I'll see you soon. Keep safe. Bye for now.